Yo, 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 welcome back to the fifth round. As always, myself, Steven Moustaris. And just real quick, I just wanted to try something new. I know I'd done it already when I broke down the individual fights and whatnot, but I definitely wanted to just start a little something where armchair quarterback, armchair matchmaker, whichever one you want to name it, Monday morning, fucking matchmaker. It doesn't matter, but I just the top three fights, from my opinion, for this last fight card was that in Barbosa versus Shane Burgos, the Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush, and then of course Charles Oliveira beating Michael Chandler. But I just kind of wanted to just throw out just some matchups that I want to personally see. It's tough because Shane Burgos right now, after the scary, like we just talked about, the scary knockout that I saw this weekend, I wouldn't be mad at all if Shane takes a couple months out. There's plenty of fighters for him at 145, like Jesus Lord. There's you can go on for days. He's not. There's not going to be a lack of opponents for him. Like he could. I know we've already seen him fight Josh Emmett, but like Arnold Allen's an eater, Chan Sung Jung's an eater, and if he's got to go backwards, he goes backwards. I don't. But there's plenty of fights for him at 145 to kind of get right back into it. But it's just mainly right now I really want to have him focus on his brain and whatnot. But with that being said, I broke it down like 2 weeks ago, the GIGA-CHIKADZE fight, and he did fucking phenomenal. I love the call of Max Holloway, but I think the number one fight that I want to see right now from this weekend, which there's two number one fights I want to see, but the only fight that I want to see from Edson Barbosa, which I've been calling for, is the GIGA-CHIKADZE fight. Like, for those of you that don't know Giga, this dude is a fucking eater. One of the greatest, I don't want to say one of the greatest kickboxers I've seen in MMA, because there's a small sample size, but from what we have seen, just one kick can put you out. Literally, it doesn't matter where it lands, leg, body, or head. Like same with Edson Barbosa. I think it would just be fucking fireworks. I don't see it being a boring fight, which I know every time we say that, oh, it's only gonna be fireworks. Like they end up being pretty fucking boring. But that's what I was thinking with the Shane Burgos and Edson Barbosa fight, was like only fireworks, and it didn't disappoint. So I would fucking love to see Edson Barbosa versus GIGA-CHIKADZE. And if we can make that happen, I don't know how long Edson Barbosa is about to be out, but you're telling me in a couple months these guys don't fight at 145? Because I know they both want to be active. And sheesh, like I know Edson Barbosa's at 6 right now. I mean, shit, he's probably gonna want to fight whoever. Like I think is it Dan Ige and Calvin Kattar. I think is fighting. I think he's gonna want whoever wins that one. And then maybe he might even be able to get a chance of fighting whoever loses between Volkanovski and Brian Ortega. I wouldn't be mad at that either. But for Edson Barbosa, we've seen him around for so long, and it was a big win for him this weekend. I would still love to see him fight GIGA-CHIKADZE. So I hope that's the fight we get to see. Highly doubt it, but it would be sick. And then I know we talked about it earlier. The Tony Ferguson one is very tough because I want to see him fight again. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to see him fight these killers like he's been in the last 3 fights. Just murderers row. Justin Gaethje goes on to fight for a title, loses to Khabib, but has a very good chance of beating Charles Oliveira. Now, if you really look at it, Charles Oliveira just absolutely mollywop fucking Tony Ferguson. Goes on, he's the champion now, so that's a good sign for Tony at least. And right now, Beneil Dariush has just been on an absolute tear. So luckily for you, it's like we're probably going to see him fight for a title, depending on where they match him up next. I know he said he wants to take some time off, like December or next year. So it'd be cool to see where they kind of go, and it's going to be really nice to see where the lightweight division goes, because I could see Beneil Dariush fighting anybody in the top 4 here soon. So, but Tony Ferguson, I want to see him. I know this sucks. I know like a lot of people might hate it just because we're putting 2 of our favorites together. But the only fight for me that kind of makes sense is the Donald Cerrone-Tony Ferguson rematch, which was a fucking barn burner last time, but I don't know. I know Donald Cerrone's coming down to it. Might be his farewell fight. I wouldn't be mad at all if they both just took it as a farewell fight. See you later. Loser leaves town for sure. Winner gets to ride off. Definitely leaves town as well, but at least gets to ride off and with the chariot and whatnot, looking good. So that would be. I would really like that one because I don't want to see either one of those guys fight a killer anymore. I don't want, if they're younger, I don't want to see it. Like I just want to see them fight older guys, kind of on their level, which would have been dope. And then, like I said, Beneil Dariush, going to take some time off. If I'm him, I'm waiting to see what happens with Dustin and Connor. Waiting to see if Justin Gaethje, who he fights there, I don't think I want to see him fight RDA. I just like I love Rafael Dos Anjos, but I don't think I want to watch Beneil Dariush fight him. I think he deserves whoever in that top 4, because I think he's at number 4 now, number 3 technically, because if you add the champion and then he's 1, 2, 3, he's number 3. So, but 4th ranked if you after Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, and Justin Gaethje, which is huge for him. So I think he definitely deserves one of those guys in the top 4. So hopefully we get to see that, just depending on how this like tournament plays out. Pretty much, it's like a tournament. And then, like I said, my number 1 fight, other than GIGA CHIKADZE versus Edson Barbosa from this last fight, I want to see Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje so fucking bad. I broke it down. I want to see these guys go at it. I think just the aura of how they fight already, and just absolute brutal fucking violence, looking for a finish at all time, and the fact that they both came from different organizations and kind of changed this MMA fans' point of view is like, hey, not everybody is in the UFC that are killers. Like, there are killers all around the world in every organization, and it just depends on when they get their luck or they get their little break. And yeah, I would love to see those guys. Nothing but fireworks between Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler. And then Charles Oliveira, clearly I think he should have fought Dustin Poirier for the title, in my opinion. They should have made Michael Chandler fight Gaethje already, and then it had been Dustin versus Charles Oliveira. But yeah, I think whoever wins the Conor versus Dustin fight, easily. I know Justin Gaethje's got a nice little prime spot for it, but he's not fight. He's been waiting. So Dustin and Conor have shockingly been more active than him. So I think, especially if Dustin wins that fight, automatically deserves a title fight. He's pretty much the champion in my eyes at the 155 right now. He just elected to not take that fight and take the money fight, which I don't blame him. But if he goes out, does a job against Conor again, easily getting the title. And Conor, just how much money he brings and how big of eyes he always gets, like, dude for sure going to get a title fight as well. So if he wins against Dustin. But shit, that's been the armchair quarterback, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, for this week. And if you guys like it or not, let me know. So hey, shit, it's been the 5th round as always. Steven Moustaris, and I hope you guys have a great day.